I always mess this thing up. Let's see if it works. Here we go. There it is. Now we'll see if it actually is working. I see we're going to give some people some time to get in here. Welcome back to another Impromp-Tune. As normal, I've got things set up wrong, so it's probably not working right. We'll see. It says that it's on public. I'm on the right channel. Welcome back. We did not do a live show this Thursday, and so I thought we would jump in for a little bit on Friday, see who all is around. There's Jonathan, so we've got somebody. Jonathan, can you see me? Can you hear me? Is everything working? Tell me, are we live and in charge? Yeah, they're super slow. There's Scuba Sam, Flaquito, MK. Everybody's starting to show up, so apparently maybe it's working. 95 turbo staying. What is going on? So I never can tell. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't work. What's going on, Corey? Corey is one of our custom tune clientele. Everything's going pretty good. We just put new injectors. Okay, yeah. Everything's good. Everything is good. That's what I like to hear. Hey, Melinda. Hey, Christine. So, what's everybody doing? Shoot it to me. Shoot it to me. Give me your input. I pulled a Turbo 400 out of the Super Auto today, putting the 6L80 back in. It's turned into a little bit more work than I thought. Hey, Atomic Punk. Hey, Jason. I took the day off from work to work on the truck. You know, fun stuff. Not really. I hate doing transmission works. I'm getting too old to be crawling around on the floor, on a creeper, pulling transmissions. I've done so many transmissions in the last 2 years. It is crazy. Well, Friday work is always slow, and that's why it's just like, I'm going to take the day off and I'm going to do something productive. So, started the methanol injection setup on the Z06. There will be some videos on there. Hey, DMC. Hey, Steve. 95 turbo Stang. Just put a 470W trans in the old Stang. Flaquito, what injectors you go with on what? Gotta be more specific. I've got too many cars. Dude, Jonathan, that's not a bad idea. He says the creeper with the adjustable headrest is a must because whenever you get some luscious locks like I've got going on, my creeper, I have a tendency to roll over my hair and pull out giant chunks of hair. I know the video is a little bit dark. I need a new camera. I just need a new camera because it's terrible. MK building that 4L80. Sure you don't just want to buy a Turbo 400 off of me? I've got it for sale on the Goat Rope Garage forums. If you're not on the forums, go over to goatropegarage.com. Sign up. I have opened the classifieds up to everybody. And I've posted the first thing for sale, which is the Turbo 400. I just don't need it sitting around. Hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. Transmission, torque converter, low car dipstick, Hurst quarter stick, the works. What's the drink of the day? It is a cherry Corona seltzer, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Don't bother. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tom Punk. Gotta get those flowing locks. They're not quite long enough to pin back and get out of the way, and so I keep on rolling over them with the creeper. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know, and this is not even a year's worth of growth. That's the one thing that grows worthwhile on me is my hair. Ah, you're doing a customer job. Well, sell them a Turbo 400. I got a Turbo 400, 900 horsepower Turbo 400 for sale for cheap. Has no passes on it. You guys know this to be true because the truck never made a pass. We're actually going to detune the truck down. I'm going to drop it down into the 3-digit range out of the 4-digit range. And I'm going to turn it into my tow rig, so not a big reason to be making 1400 horsepower on a Silverado right now. Got too much other stuff going on. So, with my wideband 30-0310 hooked up right to the laptop, did you see the picture I took where I entered the 1465 value? No, Jonathan, but that doesn't mean that I won't see it. $2,000 for the whole setup. $2,000. It's a steal. Dude, DMC, I've looked at that, but I don't know that that thing gets low enough. honestly, here's the goal. Here is the goal. Come spring, I'm building a shop out. I'm going to build a detached garage with ceilings high enough for a good, nice, lift. So that is all goes well for the next couple months. That's what's going to happen. The garage is going to get a new garage where we can just actually quit doing this in the house garage. What up, Schmidhead? So fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed. 2-car at least, if not a 3-car. Might be able to get a 3-car on. I've got all the land. None of it's flat. So there's going to be a lot of dirt work. That's what scares me. I'm going to have some trees knocked down. I'm going to have a lot of dirt moved around. Well, Jonathan, there's a couple things that I have to worry about. One of them is they say most outbuildings only have a limit of 15 foot, which isn't really that bad. A 15 foot would still be enough for a good lift on there, but can you go through a good toe tune on a 6L80? Not really, Jason. I'll be honest with you. Like, you're just going to be looking at how your converter locks up, things like that. Let's see here. Everything's scrolling by. Hey, what up, Jerry? Schmidhead, well, I have a huge exhaust leak. Now I got my flanges ground. Got to get the granges flound. Got to get the granges flound smooth. Or flanges ground. Well, Dr. Fierro, I bought a two-post, low-rise two-post last year. Was it last year? Hell, it may have been 2. Yeah, it was last year. And then the company that sells them went out of business and bin packed bought them. And so I was on the list to get one. And it's like, you want to roll the dice? And I'm like, no, give me my money back. Yeah, I would like to do like, I don't know, 35 by 25 with 18-foot ceilings. And in fact, I would like to do it 18-foot ceilings and then have basically half of it that has loft storage. Joey Ray Frank, I literally just recorded a video that goes over some of this stuff. It will be posted up in the next day or two. That touches on the scanner and things like that. It is a bare bones basic HP tuner's guide. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, yeah. But the thing about it is I was going to go ahead and get another short 2-post, and then I decided it's time to just build another shop and get a tall 2-post. Really had major issues with the V-band and changed to ball and socket, and it solved everything. So it's just an alignment issue, maybe. And Joey Ray, there's going to be multiple videos over the next couple weeks that are literally down to basics, getting started, stuff like that, because there's been a lot of the stuff that you go back on the old playlist, it's Greek. We've got to attack it from the bare bone basics of getting people familiarized with how to start logging, what the data means, things like that, how all the stuff works. No IPAs, unfortunately. Do you have anything that communicates with the instrument cluster? No. The instrument cluster is an interesting situation. So it's connected to the BCM, and in most situations they have 2 buses on them. They've got a CAN bus and a LIN bus that are doing multiple different things. They are on the CAN bus. You can usurp some of the information from the CAN bus, but what are you trying to connect to the instrument cluster for? What up, 6L63? Dr. Fierro says, shop's 12 foot high, 26 by 20 by 62. If you're building, make sure you get the right height where you want it. That 1.5 lets you stand the post up. Yep. Dig a pit under the spot you're putting the lift, Kyle. Why would I do that? What up, Raz? Getting your wideband. Which wideband are you running, Jonathan? Yes, 5-inch thick floors. Yeah, because 4 is the general minimum, so I'm going to go with at least 5-inch concrete floors on it, with the highest psi concrete that I can get. Schmidt head, being a Schmidt head. Walk under pit, man. I want to be able to put that thing 12 foot in the air. Well, not quite 12 foot. I guess the Corvette probably go up 12 foot. I don't need to walk under nothing. Corey Grove brings up a good point that we figured out today, that the Gen 3s will not log misfire data if the math has failed, which was mind-blowing to me. Learn something new every day. That is not true, Jonathan Blunt. I've got the 3310 hooked up to my ProLink right now with CAN bus, and it works perfectly fine. There we go, 4,000 psi. Gotta get that crazy expensive concrete. You guys are just racking up the cash on the cost of my shop. No, but I'm going. That the whole purpose of it is being able to do everything that we need to do. Bro, Jerry, I've got to make sure to create a limit on my ability to buy more cars. And so if I make it where I can add 5 cars to the fleet, I would have 5 cars. I don't need 5 cars. How are you doing CAN bus without it? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you, Jerry? I don't understand what you're trying to do. ProLink has CAN bus on it. Jonathan, sorry, I was calling you Jerry. Hold on a sec. You guys are jumping all over the place. I'm having a hard time getting tow haul performance turned on with the momentary switch off 411. Oh, bro, MRC, the forums. I'm not going to be able to answer that question. There might be somebody in here that can help you out with that, but you're way outside my comfort zone on trying to get that stuff. Exactly. 4,000 is only about $25 per yard over 3,000. Well, Marcelino, you act like that's cheap. A yard's only 3x3. I'm going to have to remove like 20 tons of dirt. Side note, I'm trying to figure out if I can make the PCM trip an LED light when it sees knock. I don't know how, but with, I mean, you could, not necessarily the PCM, but you could wire in a third-party device on the voltage signal. Maybe. Man, you guys are trying to really throw me some weird-ass curveballs tonight. Good luck on the cluster programming, man. That's some voodoo. I tried to get into that, and everybody that knows it will not share the information. What up, Brian? Jonathan, I gotta digest this. If the standard MPVI2, no ProLink, the ProLink cable won't work without Pro feature set. Correct. The 3310 works in analog over ProLink, but not CAN. No, the 30310 works in analog or CAN over the ProLink. I am telling you that if you... Tune screen. Open up. See this right here? If you wire in the 300310 onto orange and yellow on the Pro Link, and you have the Pro Link, it will work. Yeah, like Dr. Fierro said, yeah, there's some simple standalone circuits that will read the voltage level of a knock sensor. Where are you going on? Oh, send me a check for 200 if I tune your Gen 4 for boost. You want a discount to help upgrade my concrete? What would be the reason my avalanche is pulling time and what goes into PE? Probably burst knock. Make sure your burst knock's disabled. Jonathan, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I literally have an MPVI 2 with a 300310 hooked up to the Pro Link on the CAN bus right now. Like, I literally have that set up. That is what is on the Z06. The 300310 is hooked up through CAN bus to my Pro Link on my MPVI 2. You're blowing my mind. I feel like maybe there's some disconnect here. Because everything that you're saying is like how I have it hooked up, and it works perfectly fine. There is a caveat on that. You have to run a resistor because there is no internal resistance on the MPVI or the 300310. Why would you need to send the device in? Super slow, what are you talking about? You're getting off into the weeds about something else. Your MPVI 2 never came with the Pro feature. You don't have to send it in to upgrade it to the Pro Link. You just have to activate the Pro Link. It's literally, it is a software thing that they trigger on their side, and then you resync the interface and plug in the dongle, and it works. I did it on my MPVI 2 and my MPVI 2 Plus. What are you talking about if you super slow? What are you talking about if you ground the 3010 with a Pro Link it won't read on the analog? What up, Budget Outlaws? With the leak, I'm maxing out the back one. Bank one, LTFT. Yeah, shut them off till you get it fixed. Well, I wouldn't know about that. Super slow. Because I'm using the analog. Or the CAN bus. The analog's tied into that. What is that? Auto meter gauge cluster controller bull crap. Okay, yes. You can't anymore. You can't just order the ProLink cable anymore. They used to let you do that, and then people start getting mad because they would order the cable thinking it would work. If you buy the Pro feature set, which you get the cable for free, you don't have to send your interface in. They just enable it for that serial number on your MPVI, and then they send you the cable for free. But you don't have to send in your interface. In fact, I bought the Pro Link, the original Pro Link. Yeah, it's BS. But I bought the original Pro Link cable before they required that because I wanted to test out and see if there was a way to make it work. But no, it's all on the software side. But as far as the CAN bus stuff, well, no. Here's the thing. If you look at some of the other devices out there, they don't have analog input, CAN bus, stuff like that. Or if they do, they're more expensive than the MPVI too. So, that's the big thing about it. They create a way, and they don't limit you. You can still do it without like having to spend that money. That is why it's the cheap way to get into how things operate. And let's just look here. So we go over to products, HP tuners, MPVI 2, base price $300. So if you want to buy an EFI Live FlashGAN V3 that has analog inputs in it already, it's $600. So you're talking about $300 for an MPVI 2 without analog inputs, or $600 for a FlashGAN V3 with analog inputs, or you could spend $450 for a MPVI 2 with the Pro feature set that has the same features. That's what I'm saying is like the cost. It's that cheap because they give you the option to buy it without the Pro features. It's about time, Jerry. Scuba Sam, so what should I look to get for my 16SS as far as a nitrous kit? I have headers, no cats, LT5 intake manifold. Sam, hit me up. I'm a Nitrous Express dealer. We can talk about it. Shoot me an email, and I can get you a discount on a nitrous kit for your setup. It'll be wet. Probably don't need to be direct. We can do a wet indirect kit, but save you a little money on it. No, Jonathan. It will not talk that CAN bus. That is a completely different CAN protocol. They can't really mess with that one. But the MPVI 2 does support CAN bus messaging from the AEM stuff. So can you increase the memory size of the MPVI 2? I know it has a memory card. I don't know. Cut it open and see what happens. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is like the idea that the Pro feature sets is a ripoff. If you look at every other device that has CAN bus or analog inputs on it, is twice the price of the MPVI 2. They basically saved you the cost if you don't want to spend the cost. If you want to use the serial, things like that. So, literally, like I said, the FlashGAN is freaking $600 right now. Scott says, when doing an LS swap, is a way to set the O2 sensor parameters so they don't make any adjustments. Rear O2 sensors don't make adjustments. They are there for catalytic performance. Drink of choice tonight, this terrible Corona seltzer water. I know, Jerry. I know exactly what you're talking about on the stuff. There is a company out there, and I wish I could think of it off the top of my head, that'll let you buy them in like sets of 10, but you have to do some digging. Dr. Mike said he can program it to push through with the right protocol, and I can import it as a normal data parameter. He's editing the AEM unit itself, right? I mean, I could build you an interface that would do that, but I mean, how much does Dr. Mike charge to do this with his custom stuff? There you go, Mauser. Mauser will let you buy two. LS1NA with cam and ported heads on flex fuel. Why did my tuner only allow VE till 2,000 RPMs? No, that's about right, Rock Roll. No reason for VE to be doing anything past 2,000 RPMs. You're getting into laminar airflow at that point in time. So I normally drop mine down to about 2,500. As far as disabling long-term fuel trims, I don't necessarily agree with that. I like to have long-term fuel trims. Something different new at HP Tuners. Want to adjust my idle 50 RPM lower. Do I have to adjust anything else? Gen 4. Sean, probably not. Drop it down in the base idle set point and see if it likes it or not. If not, you may need to lower your base idle airflow a little bit. But it's worth a shot. Lower it down. 50 is probably going to be able to handle that fine. Interesting. Taking the software from the 300334 and putting it in the 300310. Well, I'm not going to ruminate on that tonight, but I would be interested to know how he's getting the software off of the units and copying them over. It seems like something that now that AEM probably would normally shut them down with, but now that they're owned by Holley, he's probably working himself towards some litigation on that one. Oh, I don't know how to do it. I'd show you how to do it if I know how to do it. You know how I am. Oh, he's not going to tell you. I promise you that. Getting closer on my Gen 3 Turbo Porsche. I have a hanging idle I'm fighting with. More when warm than cold. Suggestions where to look. 1,500 RPM versus 900. Gen 3 is going to be throttle follower. Are you cable or are you drive-by-wire, Budget Outlaws? You would be surprised, Jonathan. You'd be surprised. Yeah, Budget, it's going to depend. If you're drive-by cable, it's probably going to be your IAC stuff. Well, yeah, he's got to be using a bootstrap, but the mere fact that he's able to intercept that data and somehow pull it and edit it. Yeah, Budget Outlaws, make sure that your idle air control valve is in the 50 to 70 range. Most likely it is outside of its control range, and so it's struggling to control. Why do some tuner dyno guys dislike AEM wideband so much? Been wondering this for a while. My buddy is a dyno tuning, hate AEMs. I don't know, Super Slow, because as far as I'm concerned, the integration on those are the easiest on HP tuners. I'm not saying that they're the best ones, but they just work so well. That being said, a lot of the other ones out there just don't seem to work that well. I've never had any issues, and I put them through the ringers. You know, every once in a while I'll smoke a sensor, but it's generally my fault, and you don't have to run an AEM sensor by any means. Finally took the plunge. ProLink Pro feature set, have an MPVI2. They just shipped me an MPVI2 Plus cable. Hit them up, man. They should make you right on that, Dr. Fierro. No. Jonathan Blunt asked, do you always set the temp charge bias to 0.1 whenever doing a VVE tuning? Do I set it back? LS swap, so I don't care as long as it doesn't affect it. Normally, I only do that whenever there is some issues with temp compensation, and I'll set it towards IAT because it seems to be more accurate than ECT. But for the most part, you shouldn't have to mess with that in most situations. Yeah, check the counts, Budget Outlaws. Make sure warm idle for your setup. You want the counts to be in the 50 to 70 range. My guess is it's skewed one way or the other. Probably skewed high. So, Okay, 6:55. We're going to wrap this up here in the next couple minutes. So if you got your questions, get them in. Thanks to everybody that came in on a Friday night. Feels like Saturday. Thanks for coming in on Friday night. Listen to me and Jonathan argue about AEM widebands. Lost ambient temp reading. Repulled still not, as in it disappeared off your parameter list. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got an interloper. Come here. Can you jump up here? This is my old girl Kimber. Yes. Where you barking at down there? Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Oh, and here's 7. Lucky number 7. Come here. Can you jump up here? You want to say hi? Come on. Say hi. Oh. Report back budget. Sorry, Kimber is leaning against a table leg. Excellent. Excellent. Listen, guys, appreciate it. You guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. ABT. Always be tuning.